Howdy folks, Little John, into a few more beer reviews. Today, first one, Bondi Beach Beer. Been keen to do this one. I've been trying to do this one for a while since the beach beer comes out. Since the beach beer came out. There's a little bit of a backstory of me and Paul, one of the brewers for the Bondi beer. Goes back to a few years back when he was trying to crowdfund the money to buy himself a robo brew. I helped him out and had a few heated discussions with a few people who thought he was a bit of a didn't like how he was going about trying to get money for his brew equipment. I stood up for him. We had quite a few interactions back in those days. I've actually got the water chiller, the immersion chiller from that robo brew I use in my system. I bought it from him because he didn't need it. Anyway, he started brewing these with his mate. They made the Ben Buckler Brewery. They got onto a good thing with the name, Bondi. I mean, that's pretty freaking iconic, and how can you go wrong? Right? All the tourists you got down on their own, just to drive a beer brand. So I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've wanted to get down to Bondi. I wanted to try and have one of these with Paul in person, but that's just hasn't happened, and probably never bloody will. But anyway, now getting the can, there was this link up on Facebook last week where I had a bit of a story about the fun and game. They'd try to actually locate one of these cans where I found one, missed out on getting it, and then come home to find this in my beer pack last week. So it surprised me we've got this one. It's certainly wrap your XPA loving lips around this little beauty. Floral, fruity, stony goodness, perfect for shopping in. For sipping in, near, around, above or at the beach. Drink directly from the can or on tap at your local. Your beer is here. Now, I've left a little bit in the can so I can drink some from the can. I was going to do the review from the can because I had read that. But really, it needs in the glass so we can see what we're looking at. But anyway, did surprise XPA. I actually thought that it was a pale ale, but no, it's an XPA. So there you go, 4.7%. So she's just your normal old mid-strength. So smells nice, got a nice fruity nose. Lovely crunch on the nose. I know I did check, these are pretty fresh. This is one beers from the Craft Cartel. They normally come through pretty good packaged. Packaged on the 8th of April, so it's 6 weeks old. So it's not super fresh, but still good enough. With a nice light gold pushing towards straw. With that nice nose. It's a nice little bit of hints of passion fruit, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of a sour note, dragging the sweetness. Starts off a little bit of the sweetness from that passion fruit, and then it sort of drags it through the sort of the citrus notes and pulls into a sourness of the lemon. light on the malt. It's very light bodied. Its finish. Thin without being hollow. There's a little bit of body around the outside of the tongue, but it's very, very thin through the middle. Everything's light. You know, I'm thinking of looking at trying to grab the malt and the hops and the body. Everything just sort of says light. It's light malt, there's light sweetness, there's a light body. The hops are there, but they're light. There's not a big hop presence. It's there. It's got me two minds. It feels to me like it's more of a session, like even a mid strength than 4.7. It doesn't have quite the oomph. I can see that it would probably be quite popular down around the Bondi region. Yeah, on a hot day sitting by the beach, I can see what the benefit of this beer would be. It's light, it's simple. Yeah, it's non-confrontational, and it's not always a bad thing. I sort of do come across that sometimes that non-confrontational thing can be a bad thing, but it's a beer clearly aimed at a gateway or an entry market or the in-between. It's where it's not really aimed at a craft beer drinker, and it's probably enough that your tourists and the people around Bondi are willing to have a go and sort of say, oh yeah, this is a Bondi beer, and possibly unique enough in that would work. Not an exceptional, well for me it's certainly not an exceptional beer. I can't find anything particularly wrong with it though. So clearly it's found its niche market, and I think that's probably where it's really aimed at, and I'm pretty sure if I spoke to Paul directly he'd probably tell you the same thing. So is it a beer I'd go looking for? No, it's not. Is it a bad beer? No, it's not a bad beer. It's just, as it is, it's not a beer that I'd be looking for to drink again. But I can see why some people do. If you haven't tried it, I'd certainly suggest giving it a crack, because I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to not like this beer. If you like the Pacific Ale style, that lighter, summery pale ale with a little bit of tartness, and just picking that up there as it's warming a little bit and getting into it, there could well be a good whack of wheat in there. I'm feeling it now, just in that last little bit, pulling into that sort of Pacific Ale sort of realm as well. So if you like that sort of style, the light summer ale, the Pacific Ales, pardon me, then if you can find one, give it a go. I don't think they're particularly easy to find outside of Sydney and sort of surrounds. So a lot of guys are going to have trouble finding it. But if you're in Sydney and you get a chance and you see this, or you can buy it online, grab yourself a can and give it a whirl. Paul, if you're watching, cheers mate. You should be proud of what you've done. Maybe one day we can sit down and have that beer, and have one of yours, bring you one of mine. But for now, I'm going to finish this fella, and we'll look at getting on to the next beer. Alright, we're on the back of one XPA. We'll go to another. This one's actually a session XPA. It's called Summit from Capital Brewing Company, down there in the ACT. In there. So following on from the Bondi, so this one's 3.5%. Following hazy, the XPA is brewed for maximum flavour and sessionability, packed with tropical hop flavours and finishing refreshingly bitter. Okay, big talk. A bit more straw than the Bondi, only a little bit. Okay. Sort of similar sort of nose, but not quite. She's pulled a nice head. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say initially it's fairly similar to the Bondi. There's a light hop presence. There's no passion fruit there. It's more of a mandarin. With a little bit of a salty edge, which could be coming from a hop, or it could be maybe a little bit of the water. It does have a bit of a hint on the nose of chloride, similar to what you get from a New England IPA. So it's possible they're pushing the chloride to really make the hops stand more with the late addition. It's light bodied, really not much more presence there. There's a sound coming from the hops as well, similar to what there was there in that in the Bondi. This one doesn't feel quite as light in the malt. It's fairly even right through the palate. But there's just something there that's not really working. And I think it's this where they're trying to get this. Let's say so. They're trying to get this refreshingly bitter. I think that whatever it is they're doing, they're trying to work that. Is I don't. For me, it's not working. It seems to be. It's just ripping a nasty sourness that rips across the middle of it. It's almost like it's super carved. It's not metallic, but it feels like it wants to start leading that way. So it starts off with a reasonably happy body, and then it sort of it's just pulled out. These guys are fairly well, seem to be getting well regarded by in a lot of places. I haven't had a huge amount of beers. I've got a couple more in the fridge. I do have an IPA. I thought I had an extra, but I've somehow managed to end up with 2 cans of the XPA. I bought a couple of cans down in Canberra there last week. So I think forgetting that I had an XPA, it actually came from from one of the beer packs. This was packed on the 1st of April, so it's reasonably fresh. I had these guys over at the local craft beer day about 12 months ago, and I wasn't impressed with any of the beers they had on the day. I thought they were all, for the most part, lacking. They just didn't really cut the mustard for me, and this one just is in that same vein. I think someone knows what they're doing, but they're just not doing it real well. Or they're just trying to push something into an edge that isn't really working. For me, if I had to take between this one and the Bondi, I'd be taking the Bondi. Like I said, XPA is not something I drink a lot of. This is a surprisingly well-bodied, well-flavoured beer for 3.5%. But that being said, there are much better out there. So, look, if you feel like you need to try it, yeah, then do so. But I wouldn't be, certainly not going out of your way to go and find it. There are better. But if you do need to, again, it's not bloody ideal conditions. Middle of summer might be a little bit more enjoyable, but for me, I'm not looking for it again. And at this point in time, could well be looking for a recipient of the other can I've got in the fridge. Yeah, not bad, but not great. Righto folks, beer number 3, another XPA. What I might as well turned into a bloody full XPA carry on. So this one's a local beer XPA. Now this one's from guys are in Collingwood, best I can make out. Brewed and canned Collingwood. Our aim is to make a difference to our local community through the simple enjoyment of sharing a beer. We'll get this one poured. So we go on the XPA. We've had the Bondi, which is 4.7%. The Summit from Capital, which was 3.5. It was a session XPA. This fella's just touted as an XPA at 5% alcohol, so she's a bit stronger. She blurbs up, your session XPA is everything you know and love from a pale ale, with the extra flavour and extra hops to your first craves. The fresh citrus and tropical aromas that swirl around this golden elixir will guarantee the summer sensation all year around. Okay, so these guys are supporting Second Bite. It must be some sort of food deal. It says on the can every 6-pack equals a meal. So they must be donating to some sort of charity. Not sure, I've not actually heard of them or know anything about it, so it might be worth having a look at, especially if you're down there in Melbourne. So okay, again the nose is similar to the previous two, probably a little bit less than the last two, not jumping out quite as much. Poured a bit frothier than the last two. I've lost the light outside, so I'm not quite getting the same effect on, but it does appear to be fairly similar in colour. Okay, there's not nice. There's hops there, but they're not a distinct fruity note. Both of the previous two beers have had some passion fruit and citrus, lemon, yeah, mandarin. They've had fruit notes. I'm not really getting an initial fruit note from this. Oh yeah, no, there it is. It's underneath. There's a lemon sherbety, and I want to say lemon drop. It's the lemon. It's a sweet lemon. It's how I describe this a lot with the lemon drop. It's not sour, edgy lemon. It's a sweet lemon. It's more a lemon meringue. It's the lemon, but it's with a sweet, puddingy sort of effect. And so I'm assuming from looking there, there's a good whack of lemon drop coming through this. And the nose I'm sort of thinking the same thing. It doesn't have a massive nose as a hop. It's flavour. It's very flavour driven. It's not as intense on the nose. And that could also just be the way they've used it. Okay, there's a little chloride bite there. Not much, but a little bit. Larger body than the previous two. Not a lot. Still not a big body beer, but it is a bit more rounded. It's right across the palate. Again, still not really any malt standing out, but there's just a little bit more presence than the previous two. Actually, yeah, I think the malt is doing in this what I would have liked to have seen in the previous two, and the hops are not doing in this and what they did in the previous. This has got some nice molten body. It's not thin. It's not stripped. It's there. It's full. I mean, it is a 5% alcohol beer, so it is obviously going to should be having more malt presence there particularly than the Summit, but I think the hops are just sort of I mean, they're there, and they're just, you can taste them, but it's again not a bad beer, and in the right circumstances it would probably be a bit more would be reasonably enjoyable. But again, same as the previous two, it's just not a beer I really want to go to. It's disappointing. The XPA, it's coming across to me generally as a style. It's wishy-washy. It's not really getting out there. It's not enforcing any sort of presence of its own. It's just like it doesn't have anything yet. Again, it's not a beer. You go, I want to buy a beer. What I want to buy? I'll get some XPA. That's not, it's not happening. It's not there. So this falls in the same as the previous two. I said not bad beers, but I'm not going out of my way looking for them. Again, if you're in Melbourne, worth picking a can up and try. And again, it's going to be a personal preference. People are going to like it. But yeah. Of the three that I've done here, this wins. I'll take that over the other two for flavour and for body and just overall. But yeah, these three beers have not won me over to the XPA style. And I'm not, and I'll got to clarify, I'm not writing off XPA as a style. I had a can of XPA a couple of weeks back, which I didn't do a review on. I really wished I bought a can. I just sat down and drank it one afternoon, and it was a delicious beer. I'm not going to name it here because because I'm not doing the review. So I know that there are some really tasty XPAs out there. These three are all decent beers, but they're just not, for me, just not really making it, not pushing over the edge to the point where, okay, that's something I want to go chasing after. Yeah, so that's me done for the day. So as always, if you've got any questions or comments, stick them down the bottom. If you are not a subscriber of Little John, hit the button down there in the corner. If you're a Patreon, cheers. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon and see what's about, hit the link down the bottom. But other than that, till I see you again and we're tasting some beers, a couple of reviews. Cheers.